Hey everyone, Divine Ramza here. As you can see, I have some PC games in bags, and what I am doing with that, for years and years and years, I had the documents for my games in a few totes, and the actual games themselves in a different box. So I thought, hey, I just want to put them all together so I know exactly what I have, what I need, and well, these bags fit most everything fine. And usually I don't collect um, loose games, but a lot of these games I have a few totes full of just the games and the docs because it's amazing what you get rid of when you get engaged and get married and move and stuff. I used to have metric ton of PC games in the box, and you know kept the games and the docs, of course, but I had to get rid of the boxes, and slowly but surely I am wanting to get them all back and complete, which leads into this new pickup video slash it was a good week for the Switch slash um so yeah, with these games, it I have a huge stack here of PC games that I got recently. Finding just the box online is going to be hard, so sometimes it's cheaper to just buy a complete version or one that has like the box and the docs, whatever. Um, but for something like a Fallout here, complete version is going to run a couple $100. Um, and that's one of my holy grails, is to get the boxes back for Fallout 1 and 2. I didn't actually get rid of them when I moved. I remember years ago. They were just sitting there, and well, like I think Fallout 1 accidentally spilled something on the box, and but there was like a book or magazine or something on top of the box, and it got stuck to it and tore it and stuff. In Fallout 2, I believe one of my old cats puked on it, and I didn't know about it, so come across it about a month or two after the fact, and yeah, it's disgusting, and you can't clean it up, so you have to throw it out. So, like Fallout 1 and 2, of course, I want just the box because I don't want to pay that much for the complete package. But so yeah, if anyone out there has just the box for Fallout 1 and 2, get a hold of me. But yeah, so it all began a few weeks ago. I still had some cash in my eBay account. I'm not in my PayPal account, so I thought, yeah, I was looking for this and that. And if you recall, like 2 years ago at MGC, I got Hardball here. This is actually the Atari 800 version, but I played this all the time on my Commodore 64. Loved the game. I just thought, hey, I used to have part two on the Amiga, and I played it all the time. So I was able to find a PC version here for DOS, I believe. Yeah, and it was pretty darn cheap. And overall, I don't care which version I get, just as long as I have a version. Depending on the game, I might get all the versions, like, because I know that the Amiga version, I believe, had a different cover than this. Anyway, though, I loved Hardball 2 here. Biggest thing is, if you ever played the old Accolade sports games, like Hardball here was good, but you were stuck with just the two teams. Well, another game that Bob Whitehead did was Fourth and Inches, which was a football game. Well, by itself, it was great. You only had the 2 teams, but what was great is that they released for it the 4th-inches construction kit where you could create your own teams and such and play the game with them. That was always fun. I would always create NFL teams and teams with my friends on and stuff. It was always fun. The best thing about Hardball 2 here, well, I mean, it is a much better game than the first one, but what was great is that you had the ability to create your own teams and save them on disc. So I just had a blast with that when I was a teenager, because I would create teams with like me and my friends on, and I would always give myself like the best stats and all that, and I was like, oh my god, this person I hate is on a team filled with people I hate, so yeah, I'm gonna score 20 runs again. It was just fun. So then I got to thinking, well, I do have all these loose PC games here, and I wonder what it would cost to get just the box, or what can I do to get it as cheaply as to get it as complete for as cheaply as possible. So first up was SimCity 2000, which the special edition, which I loved back in the day on the PC, was one of the first games I got when I got my first Windows system back in 96 when I graduated high school. Now, at this time, I already had the game disc and the documents. But again, finding just the box, you can look on eBay, but it's kind of a crapshoot what you'll get. So I found this with just the box and the documents. It was like $12. So I was like, whoa, that's a heck of a deal. I mean, normally you think that a box by itself for a common game would be like $5 to $10 or so. It just depends. And then you have to pay shipping and stuff and whatever. So I think this had like free shipping on it, but so I ordered it because it was a pretty darn good price, and put my copy of the game there along with my original documents here, just because I'm weird like that. So then now I have a complete version with an extra copy of the documents in case anybody wants a copy of them. Then after a while, I was like, they have plenty of good deals here on stuff that either I used to have and didn't have anymore, like there are a few here, I'll show you, or ones where, again, it isn't that bad of a price to get the complete version of it, to get everything instead of just the box, because it's going to be hard again to just find the box. So I began to sell stuff that I had, because I got a bunch of crap that I don't need, and you'd be surprised at how much old comic book cards go for on eBay, and some baseball cards and comic books I had that I didn't want anymore. So I sold a bunch of stuff on eBay, went buying some stuff here. So this isn't really in any chronological order. This has all been within the past like week and a half or so. So let's dive in here, and then I have other stuff here, but so another one here was Roller Coaster Tycoon Loopy Landscapes with Corkscrew Follies. Again, this is one that I had back in the day with the original game, and I had the game documents, but the price complete though wasn't bad, and the box was in really good shape. So I was like, well, whatever, might as well get it. So then I can either sell my extra copy of the game and docs, or trade or something. So yeah, I got that. Roller Coaster Tycoon was a great game. The first one was good. Part 2 decent. Part 3 was whatever. Here's one too that I did not have. Well, Anarchy Online. I had the game back in the day and played it with some friends online for about a year or two, and it was a fun game. But after a while, it's not. I probably thought that, well, it's an online game, and I'm not going to pay to play online anymore, so why bother keeping it? So I think originally I got rid of the box when I got engaged or something or whatever, but then got rid of the game because I wasn't going to play it. But I have fond memories of the game, and the beta test, which was trash. The first like 2 or 3 months of the game was utter trash, but then they fixed it up fairly well, and it's still going strong today. I believe you can play free up to a certain point, but then you have to pay. But again, I don't plan on playing these games because I usually have a lot of these digitally, but I just want the complete contents of it for the memories and stuff. This was a fun game. It was good. Here was one of my holy grails. I probably have about 10, 20 or so holy grails for computers, and one of them is to get the Fallout boxes back. But Darklands here, fantastic RPG, very deep. It's based in medieval Germany. Very fun game. Never actually had this back in the day. What happened, though, I believe, is that the person that still owned the copyright to the game, like one of the creators of the game, like when Microprose was sold to Infogrames or whatever, he still kept the rights to Darklands, so he was selling CDs of it. Or DVD. I'm pretty sure it was CDs because the game itself is on floppies, and they were legit legal. Yep, they are floppies here. Legit legal CDs because he owned the rights to it. And on there, and I played it some. It's a very, very deep game, very interesting to get lost into and learn about the history of Germany. But I always wanted the actual copy of it because what he did was he put the manuals and docs and stuff, maps on the CD, but they were scanned in instead of like the original copy, I guess, that was sent to the printer. So it wasn't the best way of it, but and first too, the cover's great, so got that. But the manual, though, was so deep with history about the time and alchemy and weapons and stuff. The artwork is fantastic too, and the map too is. See if I can unfold this entire thing without making a mess. But not that you go across all of medieval Germany here, which is totally awesome too. And the map that's included on the CD version of the game, it doesn't do it justice at all when you print it out on a single piece of paper or whatever. You have the whole fold out here, but no, this was like fantastic, and this is one that I've been wanting to get for a long time, just because it's one of the best RPGs of all time. So we gotta pack all this stuff back together. And hey, there's an ad for F-17 Stealth Fighter, which was a great game too. Civ was great. Darklands, Hyperspeed didn't play. Gunship 2000 was good, but I sucked at it. So yeah, it's always good to get complete versions here of stuff. And pretty much, for me, for complete versions, my biggest thing is I just want all of the discs and the documents that relate to the game. So the reference card, the shortcuts, the manual and stuff. So like if the ads or the registration aren't in there, no, that's fine. I really don't care about those. But most of the stuff does have everything in it. And here's one that I did have back in the day. Tom Clancy's Ruthless.com. Pretty fun game. It's a different game. It's a business strategy game. And I still have the manual and the CD to it. But again, a good price on the complete box. I had to get it, and so I'll sell or trade the old version I had. Now we have some games that I did not have, but I always wanted. We got Outpost here. And it's funny because this game came out in like 1994, before I even had a Windows PC. And if anybody remembers, this was infamous for being extremely broken when it first came out. And even to this day, I don't think it's completely fixed. But what drew me to this, though, is that 94 or so, I had some cash on me, and I was like at a bookstore with my parents, and I decided to buy the strategy guide for Outpost. Now, my dad was like, "What is this? Is this for a game? You don't own this game?" I'm like, no, it's cool, man. At first, I was like, this isn't for a game, because at the time, I just had a Commodore 64 and an Amiga, and while they did make strategy guides, they weren't like big, thick books. They were just like pamphlets. Like, I had the strategy guides for Eye of the Beholder 1 and 2, and they looked like pamphlets, like 40-page pamphlets. So I was like, Outpost, yeah, it's based on a game, but it tells about the game, the history of it, and sci-fi stuff. It's cool, because I didn't know what that big of a strategy guide was for. Of course, now we know the bigger the guide, the better. But I never got the game. I think I downloaded it once and tried to play it, and it didn't work very well. But just the coolness of the game and all that, and even though it's broken, just the idea of it, and the cheap price too, of course. So I wanted to get it just because of that. Now, what we have here is Outpost 2, which I did not know, but I got it when it was still sealed, brand new. And I never played this one because, the first one was really bad, so I didn't want to buy this. And also, back then, I was of the mind that, it's a part 2, so you have to play part 1 to understand stuff. You really don't with this. They're Outpost games, like the same mechanics and gameplay and stuff, but totally different stuff. But I always loved the box, and this game was supposed to be a lot better than the first one, so that's always cool. So that's it for like the computer games there. If anyone has any big box games that they're looking to get rid of, contact me, and I'll tell you if I need them or don't need them or whatever, because it's a shame to give it to like Goodwill or whatever, or throw it in the trash, or just sell it to a reseller who doesn't care about the hobby. I'm a collector, and I'll treat it well. But one thing here that's kind of PC based and kind of kicked all this off too, other than Hardball 2. So I was online looking at stuff, and I don't know how I came across this, but I am a big fan of the Ultima games. My dream one day is to have box copies of all, whereas now I just have Ultima 7, 8, 9, Ultima Underworld 1 and 2, Worlds of Ultima 1, I believe. And I have a few of the Japanese console versions and a few of the American ones too. So I just want to get box copies of them all. But this one struck me because I did not know it exists. Ultima Underworld for the Pocket PC. Now, of course, it'd be hard to know that this existed because the Pocket PC didn't have a whole lot of big, releases for it. It had like Tetris and stuff, but didn't. It's just weird that this existed. So I was like, well, heck, pick up this. It was pretty decent price, still brand new and sealed. I'm like, this is just weird. This is an oddity here. So like, of course, I'll get it with it. I also got Summoner here for the PS2. Alright, I remember I bought this. I think this was a launch title or close to it for the PS2. I had it for a while. Like 2 years ago at MGC, I picked up part 2 for like $5, and I just wanted to get both of them. So that came with Ultima Underworld there. Let's see what else we have here. The other day at Salvation Army, I was just there, and they had the Sims house party here. And of course, this is a game that I already have this. I did it back in the day, and I still have the disc manual as well, but looking to complete all the Sims original ones, because I had all of the expansion packs, and I have the Sims Deluxe, I have the Sims Vacation, now I have House Party. And I was on like, well, it was a sale, so it was only like $2.50. So I was like, yeah, sure, I'll get it. And I also picked up a Colin McRae 4. As you can see, this is an Xbox game, but it has an Xbox 360 case. That's because it did come with an original Xbox case, but the plastic part of it and everything was dingy and dirty stuff. So I had some spare 360 cases, so that's what I had to do, was just swap out the case. But I just wanted to try it out. Of course, it's only $2.50, so might as well. Let's see what else. And a month or so back, I picked up this for the PS4. Now, when it first came out, originally I wanted it for the PS4, but I couldn't find it anywhere, so I ended up picking up the PC version. But you know, it's supposed to be a really good game. Apparently, it didn't sell the best, because I got this on clearance at Walmart for like $10. I was like, yeah, I'll pick it up. For a while there, it was a busy time for the Switch. So within a 1 week period, we had 5 games coming out, which is awesome. And I wanted to get something else to show, but anyway, Saviors of the Sapphire Wing and Stranger of Sword City Revisited. Now, this I have on the Vita. I have the collector's edition, which is a huge box, which was only available from NIS. Great game, so I wanted to try it again on the Switch. And this game, I don't think they're related in any way. They're just like the same type of game. And then also that week, Return of the Obra Dinn for the Switch from Limited Run Games. This was the Best Buy version, because Best Buy has an exclusive deal with Limited Run Games to carry certain games that they want to. And I always wanted to get this, and I didn't get this when it was first on Limited Run, and now it's expensive, because I think it's you can tell which version is which, because I think the cart is a little different color for the original version over the Best Buy version. But honestly, I'm not one of those nerds that has to have like, oh, it's the Limited Run version, so it's worth. No, it's the exact same game. You know, who cares? But I always wanted to try this, and for a while it was only available digitally on Steam, but I don't want to pay $20 for a digital game regardless of how good it is, so I just waited for it to come out physically, and there we go. And also that day was The Mummy Demastered Limited Run Games. You can tell this is the Best Buy version because it has the purple here. Excuse my hiccups, but again, like, oh, we have to have the original version, which is all brown. Again, it's the game. wanted to play it because I love Metroidvania games. So just chill out, nerds. And also on the same day was Hyper Light Drifter Special Edition, which I've heard pretty good things about the game, so I wanted to try it. So the funny part is that, yeah, this was the first release, I believe, of the physical edition. So it's only like, at this point, been out for like 3 or 4 weeks or whatever. But when you put in the game to try and redeem the Nintendo points, it says, oh, it's already expired. I'm like, they must be counting the digital version, but they didn't reset it for the physical ever, which is dumb. But oh well. And I think end out the week we had Hades here, which is supposed to be pretty darn cool too. And it's like the indie hit of the past year, so of course I had to try it out. And then also a few weeks ago, Monster Hunter Rise. Now, the actual Switch case itself is around here somewhere, but of course, you know, this is going to be a big release. I wanted to try it, and I mean, it's fun. I haven't gotten too far because it's just the controls are too complicated. They try and put too many things into these games. They're all fun and stuff, but it's like, holy crap, you don't need to put so much stuff into it. But no, it's fun. Got the Steelbook at Best Buy, so that's always cool. Then saw a few of these on Amazon that they were clearancing out, whatever, and they looked cool. The Opus Collection here, I hadn't ever heard of it before. I think I may have seen the artwork here before or something, but I don't remember the games. But like adventure, action, RPG games, whatever, with good storylines. So, you know, they were clearancing it out for like $10 or something on Amazon or whatever. So like, yeah, I'll pick it up for sure. And looks cool. Haven't started it yet, but yeah, I will do that soon here. And then also at the exact same time that I got Opus, they were also clearancing out Neo Atlas 1469 by NIS. And I had vaguely heard about this game, but you know, it's NIS, so it's going to be decent at least. And kind of reminds me of like the Civilization games, except for you customize as you discover land. It sounded neat, you know. Might not be, you know, the absolute best game, but it's worth checking out for clearance price. And then I brought this up on a video the other day, you know, picked it up at Half Price Books, but I finally found, I think, where it came from. I was at Walmart today, and they had tons of these brand new in the jewel case for $10. So that's probably where this came from, was Walmart, because it was in the exact same town as the Half Price Books. Now we get to the end here, but it's going to be what I like to call the Best Buy clearance deal here. And it's weird because I got 3 different games that Best Buy was clearancing out. Ordered all three of them at the exact same time, and I got them all on different days. It's weird because 1 had to get sent to me, and 2 of them were shipped to my local Best Buy. And it's just weird because how come they couldn't ship the 3rd? You know, the first game to the Best Buy for me to pick up, why'd they have to ship it to me? I don't know. But that's Best Buy for you, though, too. Their logistics are so messed up. Anyway, so we got Railway Empire here, which I have this for the Xbox One, but this comes with all of the DLC, or at least a good chunk of it, and you know, I wanted to play a portable version of it. And you know, it's supposed to be a decent game, not the best, but you know, Transport Tycoon was the best, Railroad Tycoon was the best. It's going to be hard to top those, but it still looks fun though. And then Left Alive, which is infamous. It takes place in the front mission universe, and I love those series of games. But this is more, I think, like an action stealth, kind of like Metal Gear Solid, but it's not. It didn't turn out that well. But I've been morbidly curious about it because it takes place within the front mission universe. So every place though that did have it though. Sorry about that. My kid interrupted me. So anyway, I was morbidly curious about it, and all the places that still had it though, like still had it for like $30-$40. I'm like, I'm not paying that much for it. But Best Buy was clearancing out. They used to have tons of these in the store, but then they didn't, and this is the one that had to get mailed to me, I believe, which is really weird, but it was cheap. It was like $12 or something. So I mean, we'll check it out and see how bad it is. And then other one, which is funny, this is the one that got shipped to the store, but it was also beat up and stuff. Go figure. But Deliver Us the Moon, I remember when this first came out, it sounded really cool and I wanted to get it, but nowhere around me got it because, you know, GameStop these days, they don't really sell games anymore. They just sell toys and t-shirts and stuff. They don't get all the games in like they used to in the past, or at least they could order it for you stuff. Best Buy, they just have like the bigger name games, but they had this online though. It's like a go through a space station stuff, and it's supposed to be pretty haunting and stuff, and clearance. I always wanted it, so heck yeah, I will pick it up. And anyway guys, thanks for tuning into this video here. I'm going to be filming a couple review videos here because I just got them beating a couple of games, and filming a few more videos on stuff that will be secret because yes, it's awesome. So anyway guys, thanks for tuning in. Like, share, subscribe, comment, tell all your friends, and as I stated before, if you have like any big box PC games, let me know, okay, because I would appreciate it. Or if you just have the boxes of some games or some documents, let me know. Thanks again guys, bye.